Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. It's 3 p.m. in the East in America. You know what that means? Once again, it's time for a Wednesday afternoon live with me, the SaleenDriver, host of the longest running Wednesday afternoon live stream in all of YouTube that I know of. Episode number 243 of me and you proving to the rest of the world that we are the definitive show about nothing in particular. And I always have to put in the words in particular because a certain other YouTuber who's bigger than me in terms of numbers anyway, is absolutely the original show about nothing. And he proves that all the time. But I am the show about nothing in particular. Let's see who's here already. Let's see. Matt Duman's here. He was the first guy in. Good to see you, sir. Steve Pearson. Good to see you, sir. The Battle Angel. Good afternoon, my dear. The most patient and most put upon woman in all of YouTube. And Atypical Gump. 1 hour 58. Not sure what that means, but okay, 1 hour 59 minutes until the 2-minute warning. Okay, well, I'll try and do my best. Let's see. Take care of a couple of clicks here and click there. Good. That should take care of things. Now, let's see. I think we're going to get a little bit of Sven today. I'm not sure. I think, remember, he said last week he might be tied up with family, but he would pop in to go over last week's college games. And I guess we'll pick the Army-Navy game since that's the only game on TV or at all. And I wouldn't even know who to pick in that game. I have to look that up real quick. But we're all here. Let's see. What's been going on? My Gators. My Gators are making some news with respect to the incoming new regime. We're going to start the G5 Johnny era. I am gratified by one thing about G5 Johnny. He's not retaining anybody. There is some controversy about that because there are one or two guys that some fans think should stay for whatever reason. Maybe DEI crap, did not earn it. But more likely, I don't know. I don't know why some fans are screaming about wanting to keep some of the guys from the Sunbelt Billy era. G5 Johnny is clearing house. Pretty much everyone is fired. Victor. Vic is here. We'll have him up in a minute. But I am gratified at least that G5 Johnny is getting rid of all the old people and is going to replace them. Who he's replacing them with is, interesting, I guess. I guess we'll see what happens going forward, but at least he's taking out the old stuff. And that doesn't make me mad. It looks like we're going. The last I heard is we're going to hold on to Ba our best running back. I guess he's our best running back. Certainly on the back of that performance he had against Forced Sex University, it would be a good idea to try and keep him. It looks like we're going to, but we'll see. I think Florida had a decent early signing day. Time will tell. But 4-8 team, there's nowhere to go but up. Really, God only knows what's going to happen with them. I do know one person out there in the world that's probably very, very happy. Hang on, Jason. How you doing, my brother? I do know one person is probably happy about the fact that that Rudy, threw a 5-year-old snit fit and took the ball and went back to South Bend, Indiana, home of Mayor Pothole Pete, Mayor Booty. Some of you might know him as our failed former Secretary of Transportation, the guy who'd rather chest feed his adopted kid than deal with an airline crisis, but who knows? Anyway, I figure Lane Kitten is probably very happy that Notre Dame stole the headlines, because I'm pretty sure all that crap going on, being produced out there about how old Lane did Ole Miss real bad. All those headlines disappeared when Notre Dame threw a snit fit and kicked sand in the sandbox and played the truculent 5-year-old child routine and decided to, if I can't be in the playoffs, I'm not going to play a bowl game. Yeah, real short-sighted bullshit maneuver by the Golden Domers. If you played at a bowl game, you morons, you'd have more practice time and more time to work on trying to make your team better. But no, you decided to throw a snit, act like a spoiled brat that didn't get cereal at the cereal aisle, and roll around on the ground kicking and screaming and crying and rendering your underwear and everything. And made yourselves look real, real good. Rudy may have overplayed its hand. People are tired. Karma on its way. Well, I personally am long since tired of the Notre Dame mystique, which hasn't existed consistently since the 70s? I mean, maybe a year or two here and there where they had a decent team and even made a run deep into the playoffs, but always came up short. And I mean, it's a real simple solution, fans of the Golden Dome. Real simple solution to all your problems. Join a fucking conference. Play a conference game. Earn your way into the playoffs. You didn't earn your way into the playoffs. Vanderbilt had a stronger claim to the playoffs than you guys did. You played nobody. The two teams you played the whole year, you lost. You're a 10-2 team with a soft as baby shit in the hot sunlight schedule, and you're crying because you didn't get in the playoffs. Miss me with that crap. Vanderbilt has more of a right to cry about missing the playoffs than you do. They played an SEC schedule and finished with as good a record as you did. And they're not going to a playoff game, are they? Oh. Oh, I can't wait for that, sir. Especially if one of them is the rectangular watch. the Flux, because I really want to get my hands on one of those. I think that's a beautiful watch. It's a damn shame it's coming out when I can't afford to buy it right now. But I'll be looking for them. I will be looking for them. You let me know when you ship them, sir, because I'll be ready. Raj. Well, one Flux and Valor and one Valor. Well, I already bought a Valor on Kickstarter. I'm backer number 8 on Kickstarter. I'm not exactly sure which color I'm going to get yet, but I'm looking forward to the Valor. I'm also looking forward someday to buying a Flux, but it won't be immediately because, well, property taxes are due, HOA fees are due, and tuition is due pretty soon. So, yay me. I'm going to be pretty poor in the new year. Yeah. GF Sports, good to see you, sir. Oh, I appreciate that, sir. I appreciate that. I hope everyone's holiday shopping season is going well. I never did get to ask if anyone had any good Black Friday stories. I don't. I didn't go. I went to one store on Black Friday that was a watch dealer here in town, and they were not. I mean, they were busy, but they weren't crowded. And I did buy a watch as a gift. But otherwise, I don't have any Black Friday stories. But if you guys do, please feel free to share them. No holidays for me, but I did buy gold for the wifey in Dubai. Well, yeah, you were working for those of you who don't know, Jason is a watch guy. He has a fantastic watch review channel, really, really high video quality standards. He has also launched, technically he's launched 3 different watch brands, although one of them, I guess, I'm not really sure what the status of that brand is. That was the chronograph that he gave me one of the prototypes. But he has launched 2 watch brands. One is called Flux, and the other one is called Valor. And he's gone over both of those on his channel, Design Atelier. If you're interested, I would recommend going to take a look. The Flux watch is a really high-end, very nice dress style watch, made out of the same stainless steel type that Rolex uses, the 904 stainless. And I cannot wait myself to get a hold of one of those for review. The other one, Valor, and Jason, if you want to post the link to the Kickstarter campaign for the Valor watch, please feel free to do so. The Valor is a more conventional looking sporty watch, and I have backed that campaign and looking forward to getting a hold of my Valor probably in a few months. I'm not exactly for sure what the timeline is for the Valor to finally get delivered, but hey, 6'2", how you doing, man? Another fellow watch enthusiast. But Jason, if you want to post the link to that Kickstarter campaign, feel free. You're a mod, so you can do that. And as for links, I'm going to drop the link to see if Vic wants to come up. There we go. And that is that's the link to the Kickstarter campaign for the Valor watch. You're not going to get it for Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever you're celebrating, or not celebrating at all. But you could buy one because the campaign is fully funded, so you are going to get a watch. You can participate in the campaign, secure your spot, and then do a screenshot of your campaign pledge and print it out and give that to your intended gift person. And in a few months, you'll get the watch. I am looking forward to getting a hold of mine myself. Or if you're not of a mind to support the campaign, but you know a fellow watch enthusiast who might like such a watch, you can share the link with them. All are welcome. But I have one of Jason's watches, and it is a high quality beast. So I have no doubt that the Valor is going to be a great piece. So I already know the Flux is going to be. The Flux has, I can think of at least 3 different innovative additions to not additions, but 2 or 3 innovative things about the watch that really make it special. Hang on a minute, I got to read this email. Oh, okay. I have to respond to that. Hang on a minute. Okay. Okay. Do it that way. Okay. Sorry about that. I wonder where Sven is. I want to find out how he did the last for the playoffs. But hopefully everyone enjoyed the playoffs. So I have to say, of course, congratulations to the Georgia Bulldogs, once again SEC champions. I really don't know how Alabama got in, but they got in too, and despite not really looking, Raj, very good in that game. And Tulane got in. So my future coach is still working this season. He's not fully at Florida yet. He's still got work to do at Tulane. So congratulations to Tulane Green Wave for winning the AAC, the American Athletic Conference, and getting into the playoffs. Damn shame that UNLV and Coach Mullet didn't get in. So I guess Lou's going to have to wait another year to see if UNLV gets into the playoffs before Florida does. I guess that attempted troll didn't work out so well this year anyway. Although, yeah, UNLV did have a better record than the Gators. Of course, UNLV doesn't play anybody, do they? No. But congratulations to the Tulane Green Wave for getting into the playoffs. Guten Tag.
Hello.
Hello.
Where's Vic?
He's in the chat somewhere.
Okay. I heard today something what is absolutely mind-blowing,
Okay, what you got?
football related. A program you don't care, I don't care. Vic does a little bit care. You know Georgia Tech.
Yeah, you're right. I don't care, but go ahead.
Okay, Georgia Tech. The Pop-Tart Bowl was created in 1964. Listen exactly to this. In the year 1964, Georgia Tech started 7-0, beat Clemson at home, beat Duke on the road, and ended up in the Pop-Tart Bowl. Guess what they did this year? They started 7-0, beat Clemson at home, beat Duke on the road, and ended up in the Pop-Tart Bowl. It's exactly the same season. Crazy, huh?
Oh, wait a minute. The Pop Tart Bowl wasn't originally the Pop Tart Bowl, was it?
It's from what I hear today, it was created in 1964. So, in Georgia Tech went 7-0 to start the season. They beat Clemson at home. They won at Duke, and they ended up in the Pop-Tart Bowl. And the same this year. It's absolutely nuts. So, if you see Vic, shout him out. He should get his butt in here. I have games for us to pick, and I have not many
There's
time.
only one game to pick, unless you came up with other games.
I have a lot of games for next week.
Well, most of the teams are off this week,
Uh,
unless you're going to have us pick Division One AA.
no.
Oh, wait a minute. What day is the 13th? Saturday. There's only one college football game on. No, wait.
Mm-hmm.
Two of them. There's Army Navy,
Okay.
and then there's
Yeah.
the LA Bowl. Really, the LA Bowl? There's already bowl games this early? Huh? I didn't know that. All right, not bad.
We start just on the Saturday, December 13th.
Yeah.
South Carolina State, Prairie View. Boise State, Washington. 16th, Troy, Jacksonville State. We have Louisville, we have Missouri State, we have Kennesaw State, we have Memphis. We have a lot to choose from.
Oh, okay. You're going into the following week. I thought you were just stopping at Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. My bad.
Okay.
My bad. I wasn't aware of where you were going. But
So
I don't know where
until
Vic
Vic
is.
is here,
Well, why don't you tell us how we did last week?
What?
How do we go over the games that happened last Saturday, on Friday and Saturday?
Yeah, I just want to tell you.
To get in here.
Yeah. The first game was Ohio State against Indiana. Guess who got it right? Only me. The second one
Ohio State
was Georgia against Bama. Guess who got it right? Only the old man.
Wait a minute.
And
you picked Georgia, didn't you?
No, he picked Bama.
You're kidding.
I'm not kidding. Saleen, we do it for fun. Why should I lie? Makes no sense. I'm dead last. I write it down.
Look, pick against Georgia.
Yeah, look, I write it down and I'm dead last. Makes no sense, you know.
So I got it right, and you guys got it wrong. Okay.
Yeah, and the next one, I got it right alone. It was the mega upset, 7-5 Duke over Virginia.
Yeah, I watched that game and I was incredulous.
It was horrible. So the next one, we got it all right. Texas Tech against BYU.
Yeah, that was a blowout. That was.
Yeah, the the Dan Mullen hater got it right. Boise beat UNLV. By the way, UNLV got a massive upgrade on offense. A massive upgrade. A big time upgrade on offense.
How'd they do that?
Chad Bumpus, the wide receiver coach from Mississippi State, who had 4 of the top 10 wide receivers this year playing for him in the last 12 months, all recruited by him, is going to UNLV. He had he had a little bit differences or whatever. I don't know exactly, and I don't want to speculate, but there were differences, and he chose Mullen Court. He pays the same as Mississippi State because UNLV has money, and he went there. So the next was James Madison against Troy. We all got this right. And also we got Kennesaw against Jacksonville State University. State. Yeah. So the next one I messed up. You picked Western Michigan over Miami of Ohio. So, and the last one Vic got wrong. It was Tulane beating the Brakes of North Texas. The standings now is Saleen has 64, Vic has 61, and the Cowboy Man has only 56. You are 8 points in front of me and 3 points of Vic.
Well, let's hope I can keep it going, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not like I know what I'm doing or could make money doing this.
Yeah. So, where's Vic? Vic, come in here.
I don't know what Vic.
Yeah. We have some minutes.
He was in the chat. I mean,
let me look up that.
He hasn't said anything since.
No, he's not in the chat.
He wasn't.
Yeah. Look, I sent him the pics. It's no problem. I sent him the pics via phone.
Okay.
Or WhatsApp or whatever.
Yeah, because you got to go soon because you got family, right?
Yeah, I mean they gave me half an hour before dinner was ready.
What's for dinner?
I have no clue. Let the ladies cook.
Yeah, it's probably better that way.
I eat all. I eat everything. Near everything. Okay, the first one. Tulane at Ole Miss.
Wait a minute, we're picking playoff games? Well, Tulane at Ole Miss. Well, let's see. Ole Miss doesn't have a coach.
Yeah.
But they are an SEC team with a pretty damn good record, and it's probably being played in Oxford, right?
And they played this year in Oxford against Tulane, and it was 119 to minus 70. It was a blowout, an absolute blowout.
I mean, I'm gonna pick Ole Miss.
Me too.
I mean, Ole Miss may be in disarray coaching wise, but they're still miles ahead of an AAC team.
So the second one is the same. It's Madison at Oregon. I pick Oregon.
Yeah, that's kind of obvious. Yeah, Oregon.
Okay. So the next one is your beloved Gums against Oklahoma. I pick the Gums. They will win this game.
Alabama versus Oklahoma.
Yeah, at Oklahoma. They play in Norman.
I'm gonna pick the Cowpokes. Yeah.
You pick Oklahoma.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the wagon drivers.
So
I don't believe in Alabama anymore. anymore. I mean, they're as far as I'm concerned, Alabama's dead man walking.
Yeah. The North Cuban Canes. Miami is Cuba. Huh? It's North Cuba.
I mean,
Is this right?
Atypical Gump is saying Oklahoma and the points. Come on. I mean,
Yeah.
that's all I need.
Miami
Yeah.
at the Aggies. I take the Aggies. It will a blowout you never saw before. They will destroy Miami.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with A&M. I don't think Miami can take the strain.
So the next one is a good one, a really good one. It's a bowl game, Boise State against Washington, and I take Washington.
Ooh. Washington is favored by 9.5 in that one.
Yeah, it's your choice.
I know. Hang on a minute. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna go Boise.
Okay. So the next one are the losers of the two play-in games for the G5 or G6 or how it's called. It's Troy, who played JMU, and Jackson State, who played Kennesaw. Troy and Jackson State. I take Troy. But I have to say, I know absolutely nothing about these guys.
Well, Troy's favored by 3.5.
Really?
Yeah. They both have 8-5 records. Yeah, that's a toughie.
Yeah, yeah.
Why
should I make it easy?
Yeah, that's a toughie. I'm going to pick. Who'd you pick?
I picked Troy. I mean, you have 8 points.
I'm gonna go Troy also.
Good. And the last one, you are on college football expert. South Carolina State against Prairie View as the shit show of the week. I have no clue. I picked South Carolina State.
Where the fuck did you dig that game up?
Huh?
You couldn't do the Old Dominion South Florida game or the Army Navy game or Louisiana Delaware. You had to pick South Carolina State. Vic just showed up. Okay, what was that? South Carolina State against who?
Prairie View.
I never even heard of these guys. I'm gonna pick Prairie View just because.
Good. So,
I can't think of a reason why.
And the last one is the Military Bowl.
Army Navy.
Army Navy. I take Navy.
Raj.
I
gotta go Navy. One of my great car buddies is former crew of a Polaris Polaris submarine. So he's a boomer. So I'm gonna go Navy.
Yeah, it's not the Military Bowl. It's the Army Navy game.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Now there actually is a bowl called the Military Bowl, and then there's also a bowl called the Armed Forces Bowl.
Yeah,
that I know. Okay, I take Navy. Vic?
So Sven, go over those games again for Vic so he can pick.
Yeah. What do you pick in the Army Navy?
Navy.
Navy. And you, Saleen?
Navy.
Navy. Okay. So, Vic, did you hear my story about Georgia Tech?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Interesting, yeah?
Yeah.
7-0, they beat Clemson at home, beat Duke on the road.
Mm-hmm.
started at season 7-0 in 64 and ended up in the Pop-Tart Bowl. And this season is exactly the same. Okay, South Carolina State against Prairie View. Who do you got?
Yeah, I'll go with SC State.
Okay. Troy against Jacksonville State.
I'll go with Jacksonville State.
Oh. Boise, Washington.
Washington.
Okay. Miami at the Aggies.
I'll take A&M.
Gums at Oklahoma.
Yeah, I'll go Oklahoma.
JMU, Oregon, and Tulane, Ole Miss. I know
I'll
what you
take
pick.
Oregon.
The favorites.
And Ole Miss. Yeah.
Yeah. And last week, you messed up Oklahoma State. I got it right. You messed up UGA because you changed your pick to Bama. I don't know why.
Yeah.
You messed up Virginia against Duke.
I did.
You messed up UNLV and North Texas. And the rest was right.
Yeah.
So Saleen has now 64 points. You have 61, and I have 56. And I won the week.
Sven?
Yeah.
Pop-Tart Bowl has only been around since 1990. It started out in Miami as the Blockbuster Bowl.
Yeah. What now is the
bowl and has had the names Tangerine Bowl, Champ Sports Bowl, Cheez-It Bowl before the Pop-Tart Bowl in 2023.
That's what I heard today, and they said the original when this bowl started with renaming it, they renamed bowls outside of Sugar Bowl, Orange Bowl every 2 years.
But you said 1964. And in 1964, they didn't exist.
Yeah, but there was if you go back, that's what they said. If you go back from the Pop-Tart Bowl, this bowl game was played in 1964. I don't know if it was the Cheez-It Bowl or the Saleen Bowl or whatever, or the UGA Bowl.
Or the Tangerine Bowl.
Yeah, or whatever. So Georgia Tech ended up there, and the same this year. And that's what I heard today.
Okay, wait. In 1964, Rose Bowl, Michigan versus Oregon. Orange Bowl, Nebraska, Auburn. Sugar Bowl, Alabama, Ole Miss. Cotton Bowl, Texas, Navy. Liberty Bowl, Utah, West by God, Virginia. Blue Bonnet Bowl, Ole Miss at Tulsa. Tangerine Bowl, East Carolina versus UMass. Sun Bowl, Georgia versus Texas Tech. Other games include Grantland Rice Bowl, Middle Tennessee versus Muskegum, and the first Pro Bowl. So, yeah,
that's what I heard. It's not my information.
Well, whoever put that information together was wrong.
Good.
Oh, wait a minute. Maybe it was in 1965. That was for the 1963 season. Hang on. Let me change this. Hang on. 1965 for the 1964 season. Quick scan. Maine? Really? No Georgia Tech in 1964.
I have no clue.
I don't know what to tell you. It's
Google. I didn't look it up. I found it interesting.
You know, Georgia didn't go bowling in 1960.
No, it was Georgia Tech, not Georgia.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying Georgia didn't go to a bowl game that year. Maine went to a bowl game, Tangerine Bowl, Maine versus East Carolina.
Maine.
I bet that was a stinker. Jesus Christ.
Maine.
Maine.
Oh, by the way, Yale got demolished.
Yeah, I saw that. Made me happy.
And North Dakota State is also out. They got also badly destroyed by.
Let me do this another way. Hang on. Georgia Tech 45 bowl appearances, ranked 13th in college history. Of course you're going to make me pay for that, you bastards. I'm not paying the Atlanta Urinal and Constipation dick.
What? They want money for looking up something?
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Georgia Tech bowl history as presented on the RamblingWreck.com. Looking for 1964. Well, 1965, they played in the Gator Bowl. Georgia Tech 31, Texas Tech 21. But the Gator Bowl was not
the Pop-Tart Bowl.
No,
I guess.
But it was the Gator Bowl was played in Jacksonville, not in Orlando. Actually, I'm looking at Georgia Tech's bowl history. Nowhere is it listed as nowhere is Pop-Tart listed.
Good.
Last bowl game they played in was 2001 Peach Bowl. They got wrecked by LSU 28-14. But they're going to a bowl this year, aren't they?
Georgia Tech?
Yeah.
Yeah. They started 7-0. They have to go to a bowl game. And Mississippi State also plays a bowl game in the second to last of the season, January 2nd. We play for Notre Dame against Wake Forest. What is good? I have no problem with that. More experience for Camario Taylor.
How did I get 2 Vic tubes in here?
It's only one.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can kick the other one out. Yeah.
I did.
No.
Anyway, yeah. Did you know that that State is playing in a bowl game?
Yeah, against Wake Forest.
That's right. Yeah.
January 2nd.
That's right. Yeah. So y'all did make a bowl game.
Well, didn't they get to 6 wins?
No.
5 wins. But
you're playing
8 teams dropped out, and we got a lone standing ESPN bowl game on January 2nd in prime time.
I thought I saw, in addition to Notre Dame throwing a snit and not going to a bowl game, I thought I saw that Florida State was offered at 5-7, were offered a bowl game and turned it down.
Kansas State doesn't play. Iowa State.
Kansas State, Iowa State, Notre Dame. That's it. And then
no. There was it was a 4th team
offered. There were teams that, and then there's a bunch of teams that were offered but declined.
Huh. How can you? I mean, when you are a bad team, and at 5-7 you are a bad team, how can you deny a bowl game to give your players 15 extra days of reps? This is
I don't understand that. If the Gators ended up at 5-7 and were offered a chance to go to a bowl game, I don't know why
they don't have they don't have a coach.
Well,
So,
they were 4-8 anyway. There's no way you're going to offer 4-8
exactly, they were
team.
4-8. Exactly.
But I'm saying if Florida had gotten a 5-7 and was offered a game as a Florida fan, I would want to see Florida take a chance
You would see.
and get some extra reps in. But I don't understand any team that is offered the opportunity to go to a bowl game says "fuck you," I'm not going to take it. And that's just,
by the way,
that's just short-sighted
that would be
bullshit.
crazy.
I've got another news. Blake Shapen quit on Mississippi State.
He
He did. The story was everybody and their grandmother told Jeff Lebby that he better start Kamario Taylor against Ole Miss because he's the better quarterback. And Vic, I know, I don't know if Saleen saw a little bit of Mississippi State. Kamario Taylor is simply better as Blake Shapen. He's better. Everybody sees that. He's quicker. He's faster. He's not as experienced, but if he gets the reps, he is a stud. So, and Lebby decided to start Kamario, and one day after the announcement of the bowl game, Shapen went home and told Lebby that he is out. And he will not be available for the bowl game. That's quitting. That's the definition of quitting. I mean, I don't know. And Jeff Lebby made, I think, a bad hire.
You want me to do something?
They hired a defensive coach from Kentucky. And I saw a little bit of Kentucky against Louisville. They put a 50 burger near on them. It was not pretty. So, guys, I have to leave you. I try to come back next week and see what we got here.
Well, appreciate you taking the time to on.
I don't want to get hit by the ladies,
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
No, don't aggravate the
Yeah, we
women.
wouldn't.
Folks.
Yeah, we wouldn't want that. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you may not recover from that.
I don't know, but family stress is never good. And I try to avoid this. So, guys, I wish you a nice week, and we see you. Friday is impossible. We see you.
Yeah, it's okay.
Next.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah.
No. The good thing is, it's not anymore at 9 in the evening. Huh? It's noon. It's noon. I'm here. Here's noon. Yeah. Okay, guys. See you next week, and hopefully Tulane beats Ole Miss.
Nah, that's not going to happen. That would be funny though. The current Florida coach beats the team with the coach that we kind of sort of wanted.
Yeah, that would be funny. Yeah,
that would actually be kind of funny. Actually,
it would be.
I don't know. Okay, guys, have a nice day. I'm out of here.
Okay.
All right.
Bye, Sven.
See you, Sven. All right. Well, you and I are in neck and neck kind of for the, season-ending point total or whatever. I think he said we're within 3 points of each. Well, we've been within 3 points of each other the whole way practically. So I don't know. So what's new, Vic?
Anything new? You're not really anything, but
Oh, wait a minute. So you think Georgia is going to be able to do it this year?
yeah, win the Natty. I think we could. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to, but we could. Yeah.
But congratulations on the SEC title win, anyway. You know,
Yep. Oh yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
I mean, no matter what happens going forward, you know, you've got that one,
Yeah.
and you got the first
that.
week. You got the first week bye, which is important to you know, making sure your team is at 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yes. Ole Miss will beat Tulane's. We're gonna play Ole Miss in the second round. Of course, Ole Miss doesn't have Kiffin, and our defense is playing a lot better now than the first time we played. So yeah, I do
Well,
expect that
didn't
we
you
should
beat
beat
Ole Miss the first
Ole
time?
Miss. Yeah, we did. We did beat Ole Miss, but it was close the first time.
And that would be a neutral field this
So
the second time.
I do expect to beat uh Ole Miss again. So and then we're probably looking at playing Ohio State in the semifinals. So
A lot of people are talking about Indiana. I gotta wonder about that though. Can Indiana? I mean, Indiana actually beat Ohio State.
they
I
beat Ohio
mean,
State and they're number one. So
yeah. I just, you know, when I think of football programs, I generally don't think of Indiana. In fact, little known fact, I was actually um, when I was about to graduate at UF, and I was planning my next academic move, which was a master's degree. I um, I briefly had an idea of going to school, two schools up north, and one of them was Indiana, and the other one was Michigan, because both of them had really good departments in two fields of study that I wanted to look at. And I actually was touring the Indiana University campus and interviewing at the department I wanted to get into. And I actually went to a football game. I was in Indiana during football season and got the opportunity to go to an Indiana football game. And that was in the late 80s. Yeah. Boring.
boring. Yeah. What was the department was it?
It was in the international relations field. The the thing that killed it for both schools, because I'm pretty sure I would have been able to get into both schools fairly easily because I had the grades for it. What killed it for me was I toured both campuses in the same month, which happened to be in November.
Yeah, you decided that it was too cold.
Not just too cold, but I mean, you know, you can dress for cold weather. That's fine. What really hurt was the look of the campus and the look of the people and the look of the whole area in November. I mean, it was gray, Raj, gray and cold and wet and miserable. And I just, coming from Florida, where November is still, sunny out and everything's still green and it's still in the it can still be in the 80s. And then I fly up to Indiana and tour the campus and tour the facilities and interview. And I left the place. Well, I wasn't completely blown away by the people I met, but I was completely depressed by the environment. And then I ended up the next weekend going to Michigan, and that was even worse. And it was like, fuck this. Why am I interviewing at these places? Well, I could certainly more easily get into Florida, get into their graduate program even easier. It would be less expensive, and I didn't have to move. I could still be living in the same place I was living. So yeah, I going up to Indiana, that football game was a horrible game, and the state was horrible. The campus was ugly. Yeah, and Noah, Vic, I don't think anyone's still here.
Yeah, because I noticed that that no one has put anything in the chat in like I think the last comment was at 3:29. So that
Yeah,
was
like half an hour.
almost 30 minutes ago since someone commented. So
Well, that's okay. I can shut down early. That doesn't matter. There's only 5, according to the stats, there's only 5 people watching anyway, and you and I are 2 of them.
yeah.
Matt's still here. Most likely Battle Angel's still there, but she's probably working. She's probably cutting somebody's hair.
Yeah. So what do you think about Notre Dame being
Oh,
in
and
the
Atypical
playoff?
Gump's still here. What do I think about Notre Dame?
And about Miami
that was.
again. Yeah.
I thought Notre Dame just pulled one of the most classless acts I've ever seen in sports.
Yep, they did. They did. Yeah.
I mean, okay, you didn't make a bowl game. You didn't make the playoffs.
The playoffs.
There are a multitude of good reasons why you didn't make the playoffs, and most of those reasons are self-inflicted. You bunch of crying bitches.
Yeah.
You don't belong to a conference. You play one of the lightest weight schedules in all of college football. The 2 teams that are halfway decent or better than halfway decent on your schedule, you lost to. No conference championship game, so you play one less game than everybody else ahead of you. And quite frankly, your program is irrelevant. I mean, if you didn't have that exclusive contract with NBC, I don't think anyone would bother watching you play, other than really diehard Notre Dame fans, of which most of them are dying off.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, Vic. You and I, we're well. You're much younger than me, but you look in streams like Lou's stream or Brett's stream or yours or any of the other streams. How many Notre Dame fans do you see? 1, maybe.
Well, there's a few that are. Well, there's a few that are in that I see in Lou's comment section, but
I see more Florida fans in Lou's comment section than I do Notre Dame fans.
I do too.
I see
Yeah.
more Alabama fans. I see more Tennessee fans. I see more Texas fans.
Right. Well, I mean, it's mostly, it is. It is mostly fans of teams in the southeast. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean,
Yeah.
in my
We
life,
don't have that many. Yeah, we
in
don't see
real
that
life,
many
I've only met
fans of
one Notre Dame fan ever. I used to work with him.
teams. We don't really see much in Lou's comment section of fans of teams, up
Yeah.
north or out west. It's mostly, teams in the
I
south.
mean, let's face it, Notre Dame in the modern era, with the exception of maybe a handful of years, and they're, it's like
Like
1 year you're great.
like last year. Yeah.
Yeah, like last year, but how many years before last year were they mediocre and irrelevant to the conversation? A whole bunch.
Well, I mean,
And
they did make the the playoffs twice. Before last year, they made the 4-team playoff twice.
and got lunched both times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Steve's still there.
they were in the national championship in 2012, which they ended up getting housed by Bama. But yeah.
Yeah. I like what. Well, I mean, I think I could make a pretty compelling argument. You're not a member of a conference. If it weren't for the NBC contract, nobody would be watching you on TV. You play a cupcake schedule. I mean, you're not just playing 1 or 2 cupcakes. You're playing 10 cupcakes. The teams that you do play that are significant, you lose to. When you do make the playoffs, you've been housed every time. You're an irrelevant program. You didn't get in this year, and Alabama did, because Alabama, even though they're by record worse team than you are, played a much tougher schedule, got to their conference championship game. Yes, they got beat badly by Georgia, but they got there. And meanwhile, you guys in South Bend were sitting with your thumbs up your asses in your couches at inside a stadium that's older than God. I'm sorry, I don't understand. I don't understand the crying and gnashing of teeth.
Older than God. I mean, there's nothing that's older than God. But
Yes, I'm being
because he was
facetious.
here at the in the beginning. Yeah.
Okay, well, the stadium is older than I am. I think you can give me that much.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I can.
Look, my point is, it's an irrelevant program with a couple of years exception, where they pop their heads up out of the ground and say, "Oh, remember us?" And they put together a decent run and get in, and then they get nowhere because they don't play anybody, and they don't get tested until the very end. And when they do get tested, they get housed. And then this year, they're on the outside looking in. So rather than play a bowl game where they can prove to the rest of the world, hey, you should have let us into the pro. You should have let us into and here's what we did in the bowl game. You should have let us in, but you didn't. What is this? Baylor Man. Good to see you, sir. Nobody's mistreating Baylor Man. I promise you. At least not here.
Except Baylor. Yeah, Baylor is mistreating Baylor Man. But
yeah, but Notre Dame pulling this stunt. I mean, I guess if you go with the theory, bad publicity is better than no publicity, and people are talking about Notre Dame for all the wrong reasons.
Yes, people are talking about Notre Dame. Yes.
Yeah, they're talking about Notre Dame for all the wrong reasons, but they're still talking about Notre Dame. The fact that those two
Was
swing
Baylor
towards
better
like
than Notre Dame? Yeah. No, I mean Notre Dame is better than Baylor. I mean,
no, I don't know.
well,
I wonder if Notre Dame and Baylor played, would they be that
yeah, I
much
mean,
better?
yeah. I mean, Notre Dame has twice as many wins as Baylor. So
Yeah, but against cupcakes. Notre Dame is, in my not so humble opinion, is afraid to join the even a conference as weak as the ACC. I mean, look what Notre Dame would have to do year in and year out. They'd have to play Clemson. They'd have to play Miami. If Florida State could ever get it together, they'd have to play Florida State. They'd have to play the Carolinas, Duke. Any of those teams, Georgia Tech even. Any of those teams are capable of rearing up and beating a team like Notre Dame any given week. Whereas a team like, a Service Academy or one of the other weak teams that they play every year, Notre Dame has no problem with those teams. They play a weak schedule, and they're arrogant enough to think that, because they play the schedule they play and finish 10-2 and don't go to a conference championship game, they should go to the playoffs. No, I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. That's basically a participation trophy. It doesn't work that way. Now, let's say that if we modified the playoff program so that we excluded the group of 5, and I think maybe we should exclude the group of 5 and let them go off and have their own playoff and their own championship and let the big boys play.
well. I mean, I don't mind seeing a group of 5 team in a 12-team playoff if they're actually one of the 12 best teams.
Oh God!
Because sometimes you do end up with a with a really good group of 5 team, and some years like last year's like last year Boise State was ranked number 9, and
Libby's here.
and that Cincinnati team in 2021 that was number 4 and made the 4-team playoff. So, but I think Tulane was ranked like number 20, and James Madison was 24, and I mean, that's not right. I mean,
I remember when Florida played Cincinnati in Tebow's last game, and Cincinnati came in ranked, I think they were ranked 3 in the nation at the time, and Florida took them in the Sugar Bowl and just absolutely destroyed them. Absolutely took them apart. I think Tebow played his best game ever. I think he only had 4 incompletions the whole game.
right. Yeah. I think that we need to get rid of this whole top 5 conference champions, and it should just be a straight top 12. Yeah, the teams that are ranked 1 through 12 are the teams that get into the playoffs. I think that's how it should be. No automatic bid.
And if I may respond to this screed for just a moment, I actually got a participation trophy once at a car show because the car show judging was rigged, and my car, which is a consistent best of show winner up to that point, got a participation trophy, and I spiked it like a football. And the damn thing shattered in a million pieces. I told the guys running the show they could fuck right off.
Yeah, how do you know it was rigged?
I knew who was running the show.
Okay. So you knew it was. So you knew it was. It was rigged because because you didn't win. Kind of like
I knew it
Trump.
was rigged because I had been at a show not 2 weeks earlier in the same class of cars against the same field of cars that I was up against in that show, and I beat them all.
Yeah.
And I had been beating them all for the better part of a year. And then all of a sudden, two of the cars beat me out for best in class.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
rigged.
that doesn't happen,
Yeah. It's
especially when one
rigged
of them,
because. Yeah. It's rigged.
had a dirty engine.
Yeah. It's rigged because I didn't win. Yeah. Sounds kind of like Trump. Yeah.
No, it was rigged because I knew it was rigged, and I was told it was rigged by one of the judges.
Right. Okay. Okay. But if you
But
had won,
Trump did win in 2020, and we're
right. But
not
if
going to
you
get
had
into it.
won, but if you had won, then it would not have been rigged.
If I had won, it would have been judged based on merit of the cars. Like I said, one of the two cars that beat me, that I had been beating consistently for over a year, showed up to the show with a dirty engine, whereas my engine was detailed.
Yeah.
I mean, that alone should have given me second place instead of fourth place.
Yeah, a dirty engine.
Well, you can't win second place in a category with a dirty engine. They take too many points out.
Well, this car did.
Yeah, his car had a dirty engine. He had an oil leak, and it was oil all over the top end of the engine. My engine was pristine. I'm sorry, but based on the score sheet alone, which I knew what the score sheet was, that's a 10-point deduction for an oil leak. I used to judge car shows, Vic. I know what I'm talking about. I know these things. Anyway, Notre Dame pulled a classless act of bullshit. And I don't know that you can. It's obvious you cannot sanction them. They should be sanctioned. They should get a 3-year bowl ban. Just outright ban them from participating in bowl games for 3 years, based on that bullshit embarrassment to the college football community. But they won't. They should, but they won't.
Yeah, I don't think that Notre Dame or BYU, I mean, excuse me, I don't think that Notre Dame or Miami should have been in. I think that BYU should have been in.
What does BYU got to do with it?
It should, okay, because BYU went 11-1. Yeah, so I feel like 11-1.
But
So I just like,
BYU lost their game, didn't they?
yeah, they did. They lost to the same team. So
But BYU is. But wait, did BYU get in the?
no,
No.
no, they didn't. But I think that as an 11-1 Power 4 team, that they should have been in.
But BYU. I mean, the difference is though BYU played a conference championship game, right?
They did, yeah.
Yeah, but they lost.
Yeah, they were ranked 11. Yeah.
Yeah, but did they win or lose their conference championship game?
They lost, but I mean, so did Alabama. I mean,
yeah, but BYU played a conference championship game.
Yes,
Notre Dame did not.
No, that's right.
Notre Dame may have been ranked higher than BYU, but BYU played a conference championship game
Yes.
Notre Dame didn't. Notre Dame sat on their ass.
That's right. Yeah.
And BYU, Raj,
Yeah.
I mean, you could argue
Notre
BYU played
Dame.
as tough a schedule as Notre Dame did.
Yeah, Notre Dame and Miami both sat on their ass.
Yeah, but Miami beat Notre Dame. Right?
Right, yeah.
So if you beat Notre Dame, and Notre Dame didn't get in, Miami should get in.
Yeah,
Or Miami should have had a
all
better
that
argument.
means is that is that Notre Dame should not get in while Miami is out. That means that either they both get in or Miami gets in. Or you can have neither one of them in and and have BYU in. I feel
I think I would rather have BYU in than Notre Dame because BYU played arguably a stronger schedule.
Yeah, I have BYU at 10. So
Yeah. I just don't understand Notre Dame's logic in saying I didn't make the playoffs, therefore I'm going to hold my breath until I turn blue, like a 5-year-old who didn't get material.
It's just a temper tantrum. Yeah, it's exactly that's exactly what it is. There's no other reason. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's no room for temper tantrums at this level of college football.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I mean, you threw a temper tantrum because you didn't get in a bowl in a playoff into the playoffs, but you can still play in a major bowl game, get 14 or 15 more practices.
You can play in the Pop-Tart Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not the point. It may be a nothing game that nobody cares about, but you get 15 more practices. You can evaluate talent. You can give your coaching staff and your players some more experience. And you know what? The players worked hard for that whole season. They played hard. They played through pain. They played through injury, et cetera, all the cliches. And they get this night, and the bowl game is a nice reward at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Now, it may be a nothing game that against another nothing opponent that maybe the fan bases of both teams will watch and nobody else will watch because you're too busy carving a turkey or going to a holiday party. But, I mean, it's still a bowl game. It's still a chance to play. It's still a chance to practice. It's still a chance to get better. You know, the whole thing looks bad. The whole thing looks bad. It looks like a 5-year-old throwing a tantrum in the cereal aisle of a grocery store.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I did see a meme that said it was like Catholics in 1125, and it's like, yeah, I will go on a crusade and reclaim the Holy Land for the Lord, and then Catholics in 2025. I didn't make the playoffs, so I'm taking my ball and going home.
Well, there's certainly something to be said for that. I mean, it's not in my not so humble opinion, it really looks bad. It looks bad for the program. It looks bad for college football. I mean, whether it's deserved or not, I mean, you and I and everyone on here, you know, we're all long-term college football fans, and we know, or at least we should know, what the relevance or irrelevance of Notre Dame is in the modern college football game. But the casual college football fan, the guy who and the gal who sits down and watches a game just for the hell of it, or is not terribly passionate or follows it too deeply, they know Notre Dame is a storied program. They know the movie Rudy, and they know Ara Parsegian and Dan Devine, and they know all the names of the bygone eras.
Right. Well, I don't even know all those names. Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is Notre Dame is a storied old
Dan? Yeah. Who is Dan Devine? Yeah.
He's a coach that took over for Ara Parsegian.
Yeah. See, I don't know who that is either.
I mean, what I'm saying is that Notre Dame is a well-known household name in college football from way, way, way back in the 50s and 60s and 70s. And even and casual college football fans know the Notre Dame brand. The happy leprechaun dancing around the on the sideline, and the green shirts and the golden helmets and blah blah blah, and the fight song and all that crap.
Yes.
It should look bad for those fans too, that the storied old Notre Dame program in 2025 throws a hissy fit because they didn't get into the playoffs because they didn't earn it. That's the fans that should be really upset, is that Notre Dame is behaving like a child.
Yep,
but
they are.
They won't. They should, but they won't. I just think the whole thing, the whole story, the whole scenario stinks to high heaven. It just looks bad for college football. One of the most storied programs in college football history didn't get in the playoffs and throws a hissy fit. That should be the headline. The headline should be story. Well-known college football program throws a snit fit because they didn't get in the playoffs. No, you didn't earn a spot in the playoffs. You got excluded, and you decided to hold your breath until you turn blue, and then turn on your heel, take your ball, and go home. Well, you know what? Fuck off to South Bend and go sit there over the holidays and watch everyone else play football. We don't fucking need you. The world does not revolve around Notre Dame football.
No,
there are how many Division I teams? 160 odd Division I teams, and there's a whole bunch of them that are better than you, and they're going to be playing in December and January, and you're not, and no one's going to pay fucking attention.
Yeah, I would say the same about Ohio State fans and Alabama fans. That they also think that college football revolves around them.
Well, every fan base think college football revolves around them. That's why I coined the term glittergator. Bouncing off of Lou's term Disney dog.
Disney dog, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, every college football program has a section of the fan base that thinks that the college football universe revolves around Athens or Gainesville or Tuscaloosa or Oxford or Stark Vegas.
Yeah, or
whatever. And it doesn't. If Florida is not in the college football playoffs, Florida is not playing a bowl game. Guess what? The college football universe is moving forward and doesn't care that Florida Gators are sitting in Gainesville, licking their wounds and hoping that the next football coach, G5 Johnny, is not going to be Sunbelt Billy version 2. Florida State is not in the college football playoffs. Florida State is not going bowling. Florida State is sitting in the asshole of Florida, known as Tallahassee, and
Yes.
wondering what is it going to take to get rid of our coach, whatever the fuck his name is, Norvell.
Norvell, yeah.
Yeah, they're probably looking down south and east towards Gainesville, saying, "You lucky bastards, you got rid of your coach. We're still stuck with ours." But you know what? The college football world and the college football universe is going to continue forward without Gainesville, without Tallahassee, without South Bend, without a whole bunch of programs. I mean, you guys think that the folks in Clemson are happy about their situation,
No.
or Lexington,
Yeah,
or Columbia,
or
or
Penn State, or
Penn State? Yeah, Penn State has been, on the backside of on the backside of the Big Ten for years and years and years. They can't get over the hump.
exactly. Penn State's fall off needs to be studied.
But Penn State's still going bowling.
Yeah.
Penn State got their asses handed to them throughout the entire season, but you know what? They're bowl eligible. They're going bowling, aren't they? Yeah, they're going bowling.
Yeah, they are.
I don't remember where, but they're going bowling.
That's the Pinstripe Bowl. Yeah.
Oh, Pinstripe Bowl.
Yes.
But
yes.
you know
It's
what?
gonna be
They get to go to
Clemson and Penn State. Yeah.
Yeah, they get to go to the hellscape that is New York City and play in Yankee Stadium, and they get 15 extra practices and a goodie bag and the experience of going to a bowl game. It may not be a significant bowl game. In fact, it isn't a significant bowl game. It's a marketing move by God knows who. But it's still a bowl game, and it's a nice reward for the kids that played their asses off for 12 games.
It's
may not have been a season that you want to write home about, but you know what? You played, you participated. Now you get your reward. You get a bowl game. It may not be a great bowl game, may not be where you wanted to be at the beginning of the season when everyone was, potential national championship contender, but you're still going to a bowl game. The Notre Dame staff doesn't seem to figure that out, and I think they're cheating their kids. I bet you if you took an anonymous poll of the roster of Notre Dame, I bet you the majority of those 18 to 22-year-olds would say, hell yes, I want to go to a bowl game. In fact, I would hazard to say that would probably be somewhere in the 75-25 range of hell yeah, I want to go to a bowl game. What the actual fuck? Some guy in an office in a dusty old building on the South Bend campus said, no, we're not going bowling. And that was the decision. One man, or maybe a group.
I don't know who it was. I don't know who it was that made the decision.
That was probably the athletic director and the president. It's probably the president of the university and the athletic director.
And what
probably
about
made that decision?
and what about
browbeat the coaching.
And what about the coach? Oh yeah. What about Marcus Freeman?
I guarantee you, Marcus Freeman kept his mouth shut.
Yeah, and then what about the team?
The team wasn't even consulted. The team was told we're not going to accept the bowl game invitation. That's it. End of story. Go study for your final.
How do you know that though?
I don't, but I'm guess it. Okay. Call it an educated guess based on experience and knowledge of the way the world usually works. A football team is like any other bureaucracy. There's one or two guys up at the top, and then there's a whole bunch of people down below them that do what they're told. The people at the top generally in these things are the president of the university and the athletic director and maybe a couple of the assistants to the AD. And they decided, for whatever reason, that they didn't get into the playoffs. They're not going to accept the bowl game invitation, and decided to make it public, very public. Now, the coach, I think, was told, you need to keep your mouth shut, or else you might find yourself on the ass end of a moral turpitude accusation and then dismissed. And the coach, being, loyal to the program, probably was told to fall on his sword and fall in line, and that's it. As for the players have no say in this at all. The players are there to play. They're not there to think. They're not there to voice opinion, at least any opinion that counts with the program. They're cannon fodder. They're thrown out on the field and say, go play the game and go make us money. Hey, Joshua. Yep, no shame, leprechaun bunch, crybabies. Absolutely. So that's now. Do I have proof of anything I just said happened? No, I don't. It's my opinion, conjecture based on experience and the way things work in the world.
Yeah, or I think as Raj would say, yeah, they're a bunch of bitch-made bitches.
Yeah, they are made of bitch. The entire athletic director program cabal is made of bitch. They were faced with adversity in not making the playoffs because they didn't earn it, and they had a choice. They could stand or fold, and they folded. They made the wrong choice in this YouTuber's not so humble opinion. They made the wrong choice. But you know what? And I'm willing to bet that this is, there are extenuating circumstances and, feelings and reasons and blah, blah, blah. And I'm willing to stipulate to all that in a bag of chips. But in the end, you have a program, the storied Notre Dame football program, going back decades and decades of history in college football and national championships and, hail to the victors. Or no, wait, that's Michigan. But you know what I mean. And a storied program with history coming out the wazoo that, you and I, Vic, both know has barely been relevant since the 1970s. Here and there, but mostly irrelevant. They're not putting a lot of players into the no fun league. They're not competing consistently for national championships.
I would say since the 80s, because they did win a title in the 80s. So
yeah, but they're not. Georgia Tech won a title in 1990. How relevant are they to college football?
Right. Yeah. So I was saying that you said they've been irrelevant since the 70s, but I mean they did win a natty in the 80s, so I would say that they haven't been relevant since the 90s.
But still, that's 30 odd years of irrelevancy, and they think the college football universe revolves around them, and they think that holding their breath and stomping their little feet and then taking their ball and running back off to South Bend, fucking Indiana, matters to the college football universe. Guess what? Other than us pointing and laughing at them, it doesn't matter. You know what? It matters so little to me right now that you and I are talking about it. And we got a few comments in the comment box talking about it. If I stop talking about it after I shut the stream down in about 25 minutes and never speak of it again, doesn't matter.
Yes, I think
so
that's
the
what
college
we're
football
going to do.
universe, this doesn't matter. The college football universe could give two flying fig fucks about Notre Dame and their refusal to play a bowl game.
Yes, that's right. After this week, we are going to close the book on this whole situation.
Oh, hell, we're going to close the book on this whole situation, on Saturday when we're gearing up for Army
Exactly.
Navy and for the LA Bowl.
Exactly. Yeah.
You got 2 college football games on the 13th. You got Army Navy, and then you get the LA Bowl at night, which actually might turn out to be a rather interesting game. Maybe.
And that the Snoop Dogg Bowl.
I don't
And
know. It's Boise and
yes,
Washington.
that was the Snoop Dogg LA Bowl.
Raj. I just saw it as the LA Bowl.
Right.
I'm not really sure. After the bowl season starts on Saturday, nobody's going to talk about it. Notre Dame. Notre Dame goes back to irrelevant until next year.
Yes.
Lou might talk about Notre Dame during the offseason, wondering if they will ever have the courage to join a conference, which they probably won't. What does it say? Jimmy Kimmel have bowl game?
Yeah, it was Jimmy Kimmel. Now it's Snoop Dogg.
Oh, okay. So another celebutard poking their head into the game. Okay, well, whatever. Notre Dame is irrelevant. Notre Dame is going to be irrelevant next year. They're going to be irrelevant the year after that, and they're going to continue to be irrelevant until they join a conference and get with the program. Until then, I'm not going to waste any more time on them after today. Notre Dame's irrelevant. Their snit, their little temper tantrum is relevant until, I don't know, Saturday morning. I'll give them that much. Maybe even not even that far. They threw a temper tantrum. We didn't get in the playoffs. We're not going to go play in a bowl game. Okay. Who gives a flying fuck?
Not me.
I guarantee you nobody in the SEC cares. Probably nobody outside of possibly the ACC cares, because if they did join a conference, it would be the ACC, wouldn't it? And even as weak as the ACC is, Notre Dame is not guaranteed to win a conference title game there. They still have to play some decent teams that are better than the service academies and better than Stanford. I mean, let me do this. I want to call up Notre Dame's schedule. Just so I can laugh at it. Okay. Notre Dame's football schedule. The only teams that really mattered in the entire football of their schedule, 12 teams, I'd say I'm being generous here. I'm being generous. I'll give them 4 games were against quote-unquote quality opponents. Miami, they lost. Now, it was a close game, but they lost. Texas A&M, another close game, they lost. Purdue, Arkansas, Boise, NC State, they won. The third of the 4 teams that were ranked, USC, they won. BC, they won. Navy, they won. Pittsburgh, they won. That was another ranked team at the time. Syracuse and Stanford. I'm sorry. I'm looking at this schedule, and I see what I would consider quality opponents. I see 4. Maybe, if you want to argue, maybe 5. No, you know what? I'm not going to argue. I'm going to stay with 4. I mean, you're playing Purdue. Purdue hasn't been relevant in college football ever. Arkansas, they're in the bottom third of the SEC. Boise, Group of 5 team. NC State, bottom third of the ACC. Boston College, bottom third of the ACC. Navy, Service Academy, come on. Service Academy is never going to field a consistently good football team. Syracuse, I mean, talk about bottom of the barrel, for fuck's sake. And then Stanford. Stanford hasn't been relevant in my lifetime in terms of college football.
Well,
You're telling me, I'm looking at this schedule and I'm seeing a garbage schedule with maybe out of 12 teams, 4 are what I would consider quality football teams. And 2 of them, Pittsburgh and USC, are mid-pack in their conferences.
well, I mean, Stanford was good in the 20 teens, but
They were? I don't
yeah, they
remember.
were. Yeah,
Well, this is not the 20 teens. This is the
no,
2020.
it's not. It's not.
I'm looking at this schedule and I'm seeing 4 deep quality teams. They went 2-2. A couple of mid-pack teams that they beat, and then a bunch of cupcakes. Arkansas is a cupcake. Boise's a cupcake. NC State's a cupcake. But BC's a cupcake. Navy's a cupcake. Syracuse cupcake. Stanford cupcake. USC mid-tier at best. Pittsburgh mid-tier at best. The only 2 teams that are upper-tier teams are A&M and Miami. And A&M and Miami aren't exactly what I would call consistent, upper level teams, but they have been the past few years. And Notre Dame is sitting here crying because they went 10-2 with this schedule and didn't get a playoff bid. Billy Napier could have gone 10-2 with that schedule, for fuck's sake. I'm sorry, guys. I don't see it. I do not see it. I don't see the quality of opponent that gives you the right to say, I'm not going bowling. I'm going to hold my breath, and then I'm going to turn blue, and then I'm going to go take my ball and go home. I'm sorry. LC, right. Cupcakes, yes. We all love cupcakes, especially if we're a college football program. We love playing cupcakes because they're easy wins. They don't do a hell of a lot to pad your resume, but at least they're easy wins. I'm sorry, I don't see it. I don't see it. I see a non-conference independent that went 10-2 against an easy schedule, didn't make the playoffs, earned themselves the opportunity to play in a bowl, threw a snit fit, and then fucked off back to South Bend, Indiana, an irrelevant city in an irrelevant state that houses an irrelevant football program. That's it. I have spoken. And now that I have spoken, it is, there is nothing more to say. No, I'm kidding, of course. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. Anyway, somebody tell me why I'm wrong. Notre Dame is an irrelevant football program that if they joined a conference and got better, they might earn their way back to relevancy. And we'll do it. For the same reason that Miami and Florida State didn't join the SEC. Well, I mean, Miami could make the argument and say, well, Miami is on the Atlantic coast. Well, okay, yeah. Good point. But no, but Florida State isn't. Florida State's not on the coast at all. But Florida State had the opportunity to join the SEC twice and chickened out both times. And even the great Bobby Bowden said that the reason they didn't join the SEC because it was too hard. So I think that's the reason that Notre Dame will not join the ACC in football. I mean, they belong to the ACC for everything else, right? But they won't join the ACC for football because it's too hard. They would have to play a conference schedule that now the ACC may be down bad, but they still have a few decent teams in it. North Carolina could probably beat them on a given Sunday. Clemson could probably beat them. Even Florida State, in the sad shape they're in, would give them a good game. Miami could give them. Miami beat them. Miami beat them. Duke could probably beat them. Virginia might give them a good game. You know, it'd be a tough road to hoe. Wouldn't be as tough as the SEC, but it would still be a tough road for them. And they don't want to join a conference. Well, you know what? You keep not joining a conference and you're going to keep not making the football playoffs. You're going to keep getting bit in your narrow little asses like this. Maybe not every year, but most years, because you didn't earn the position. You didn't earn it. Tulane earned it. Was it George? No, not George Mason. James Mason or whatever. JMU. They earned it. Alabama.
Well, they didn't. Well, they didn't. Well, I mean, I would say that Tulane and James Madison didn't earn it because they're not even top 12 teams.
No, but they played their way in.
Right. Exactly. But we should not be giving up 2 playoff spots to the group of 5. A group of 5 should only get in if they're actually a top 12 team, like Boise State last year.
I agree with that, but you know what?
Should get rid of the auto bids.
The system is the system, and Tulane earned their way in. JMU earned their way in. Alabama earned their way in. You know, a lot of these teams, A&M earned their way in. They played tougher schedules than Notre Dame. And Alabama had a worse record than Notre Dame. You know, I think that I might go out on a limb here. I think Vandy should have gotten in instead of Alabama. Vandy finished 10-2.
Well, I mean, Vandy beat Alabama. Alabama beat Vandy.
Yeah, but Vandy finished with a 10-2 record.
So it wouldn't have mattered since Vandy should not have gotten in ahead of Alabama. They lost to Alabama.
Yeah, but Alabama finished with a worse record than Vandy. Didn't Alabama finish 10-3?
No, they were 10-3, and Vandy was 10-2.
Well, I guess that. Yeah, I mean, there's an argument to be made on both.
But Alabama made the SEC title game, so.
And that's why Alabama got in and Notre Dame didn't.
Exactly.
Because Alabama went to the title game. They lost, yes, but they went to the title game. And Notre Dame went back to South Bend and sat on their ass. You know, there's an argument to be made for that, Joshua. I heard an argument today on local sports talk radio that Vegas should pick the teams.
No.
Well, look at it this way. Vegas sports books are neutral. They don't have a favorite or not favorite. They have more to lose.
Right, but they're there to make.
They have millions and millions of dollars to lose. I mean, I don't think Vegas should be picking who's in the college football playoff, but it was a compelling argument that Vegas is more neutral than the committee that they have now. they have more to lose than the committee has now, and they would be and they would be more interested in picking games that would actually be compelling to the public and to the sports bettors out there, like Lou, for example. I don't think that Vegas should be picking it. Obviously, that would be so many conflicts of interest you can't even begin to count them. But it was a compelling discussion there for about 10 or 15 minutes. And I like compelling discussions, even if I don't agree with the premise per se. It was still interesting to listen to the discussion back and forth. I don't know. It is an absolutely imperfect system. And you know what? Some people are arguing, well, maybe we need a 16-team playoff. Notre Dame would have gotten in if it was a 16-team playoff. Yeah, okay. Why not make it a 32-team playoff? Why not make it a 64-team playoff? Why not just start the playoffs on the first day, at week 0? Oh, wait, that's called the regular season. That is sort of the playoffs. There's never going to be a system that's going to make everybody happy. There's never going to be a perfect system. Trying to chase perfection in anything is a waste of time. I advocated, and I've advocated years ago, back when there was the Power 5 and the Group of 5, I advocated for a 16 playoff. The first 2 teams get a bye, and the other 4 teams play against each other. The people who got in were very simple to me. It was very simple. Every conference winner, 5 conference winners get bids. And then the highest ranked Group of 5 team was the 6th team that got in. And then whatever ranking there was at the end of the year, the final poll at the end of the year, the highest ranking and the second highest ranking teams in that poll got a bye. 3 played 6, 4 played 5. Then you re-rank them after that, and then one plays 4, and then 2 plays 3, and then the winners of the semifinal games play the Natty. 6 teams, the 5 conference championship winners, and the highest ranking Group of 5 team. To me, it was simple. It was simple, it was elegant, and it would have worked. It would have taken a lot of arguments out in terms of subjective bullshit. The 5 teams that won their conference championships, they earned it. The highest ranking Group of 5 team in the final poll, well, maybe a little bit more subjective, still earned it. And I like that solution. I still think that solution would have worked a lot.
So they earned it. Even if the conference champion was 7-5.
Yeah. And you've got to make some hard and fast choices. And yeah, would it have looked real bad if a 7-5 conference champion represented your conference in the college football playoff? Oh, hell yeah, it would have looked terrible. But you know what? You got to set some standards.
Yeah, and then we just say, oh well, I guess the ACC is just terrible.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe that year the ACC was terrible, and the best team that won the ACC championship happened to be 7-5 team.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what happened this year. Yeah.
Yeah, it happened this year, and it would be a bad look. But you know what? There wouldn't be all this hand wringing and rendering of underwear and all that. Hey, Octavian's in here. Octavian never comes in here. How you doing, man? It's Saleen with an N, sorry. N. SALEEN.
Salim.
Yes, Summerall Clean House. And I was talking about that earlier in the stream. The one small gratification I have about G5 Johnny is that he did actually go in there and clean house. He got rid of all the Sunbelt Billy rot. Now, what he replaces them with, we'll have to wait and see. But I was gratified that the Sunbelt Billy rot is gone. But do I trust G5 Johnny? Not really. No, I don't. I don't see. I looked at the 2026 schedule. The 2026 schedule for the Gators looks doable for a winning record. 7-5, 8-4, somewhere in there. Do I think G5 Johnny can do it? Oh, I don't know. Let's see let's see the roster he puts together first. Hopefully he retains Baugh. Hopefully he gets rid of DJ Longway. Let's see if he can develop a bunch of wide receivers that won't break. Who's Morris?
Yeah, that's the Falcons coach.
Okay. Yeah,
Raheem
really.
Morris. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry for you guys, but Matt
right.
Campbell.
We just got absolutely obliterated by Seattle. So
yeah, now you got to play the Bucks. And the Bucks are in desperation mode right now. They got to win a game or they're done.
Yeah, they just lost to the Saints. Yeah.
Well, if the Bucks don't win against the Falcons this weekend, from what I've been hearing, the Bucks are out of the playoffs. So I don't know how the Falcons are going to deal with a team in desperation mode. But you know what? They're playing against a Baker Mayfield-led team, so anything is possible.
Yeah. True.
Maybe the Falcons ought to start Kyle Trask. Didn't they sign Kyle Trask to the practice squad or something?
Who, the Bucks?
No, the Falcons.
No.
I thought I heard he went to the.
No. That was Felipe Franks.
No, I think.
Yeah, you might be thinking of Felipe Franks. He's a he is a tight end for the Falcons.
Yeah. No, Kyle Trask was signed to the Falcons practice squad in November.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was signed to the practice squad in November 2025 to provide depth after Penix's season-ending injury. Joining starter Kirk Cousins and backup Easton Stick. Okay. Oh, Trask is a Falcon. Well, no. Hey, you could reunite the reunite the Kyle and Kyle show.
Yeah, you're right. We could, yeah.
And wouldn't that be funny if Franks ended up on the receiving end of a Kyle Trask pass? That would be.
Yes, it would be. It would be. Yeah.
Anyway, Vic, it is approaching 5 o'clock, and I have to jump off. Are you doing the shit show today, or are you taking the day off?
Yeah.
Okay, so don't forget, guys. Don't forget to click the thumbs up button. That does help. I appreciate it. I do. I really do. When I close down here in the next minute or two, don't forget to head over to Vic's channel for the shit show. Are you doing it alone, or are you going to have Nate there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Nate wasn't here today. I don't know. Maybe Nate's mad at me or something.
Yeah, he wasn't here today. I think last weekend he was sledding. So, I mean, he was on the show for a little bit, and then his phone died.
Oh, okay. Well, have fun today.
So I don't know if he's sledding today or not. But.
Well, it is cold in Nebraska, so you never know. But have fun doing it anyway.
Yeah.
And thanks for stopping by here as usual. Appreciate it.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to remove you now, sir. Anyway, thank you all for stopping by. Good to see all of you. And yes, Libby, it was good to see you too. I hope the little one is doing well. And say hello to Scott for me. See you later, Matt. Appreciate you being here as always. Y'all have a good rest of the week. Enjoy the weekend. Only slim pickings on the college football front, but I will be watching the Army Navy game because I do enjoy that game. Probably watch the LA Bowl later because why not? But during the following week, the bowl game season kicks into gear, and then the playoff games kick into gear next weekend, I guess on the 20th or whatever. So y'all have a good rest of the week, good weekend. We will see you back on the 17th. Good Lord willing and the creek don't rise for episode number 244 of Wednesday Afternoon Live with me, the SaleenDriver, your favorite Florida Gator fan. Y'all have a good rest of the week. Thank you. Peace.